Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, back with another video for you guys. This one's a Halloween video. I haven't done one of those in a while. No, this isn't a goddamn trailer breakdown because I can't break something down I didn't fucking watch. Look, the stalking ability of Michael Myers is one legendary thing, and it is hugely a part of the character throughout the franchise's long historic history. In John Carpenter's original Halloween, he stalks his sister, Judith Margaret Myers, watches her every little move as she's making out with her boyfriend, and then even goes in the house and waits for her dipshit boyfriend to fucking leave before murdering her hapless ass. The thing to remember about Michael Myers' would-be potential victims is this, that they are indeed potential victims until they're actually goddamn dead. Until he murders them, that is. So Judith Margaret Myers does get stalked and therefore killed. Therefore, she's not a goddamn final girl. Let's get to the big controversy when we will in this video. As everybody has proclaimed Allison as a fucking final girl. Yeah, no, she isn't it, but I'll get there. In John Carpenter's original Halloween, you have Michael Myers stalking Laurie Strode after he sees her outside of his goddamn house when she drops off the keys, and then he proceeds to follow her, stalking her in the process. But he doesn't just stalk her. He stalks Tommy Doyle, who he follows as well. He stalks Annie Brackett and Linda Vanderklog while Linda's fucking her boyfriend. Yes, watching someone have sex constitutes as stalking. In fact, it doesn't get any more stalker than watching someone have sex. I don't know what to say about that when it comes to Michael Myers. He stood there, either outside the room and listened to them have sex, or was standing in the goddamn room and listening to them have sex. Take your pick on that one. I think he was outside the room, though. So you have many different people. Laurie, Tommy, Tommy Doyle, Annie Brackett, Linda Vanderkolk. 4 different people, and they're all stalked. That they are all watched, followed by Michael Myers. He watches them and follows them. Even while they're inside the house, Michael is moving as they goddamn are. Now, remember, potential victim. So Annie Brackett, who's been being watched by Michael Myers at some time, unbeknownst to her ass, she thinks Laurie, her best friend, is crazy because she saw a man around a bush, scared another one away, right? So Annie Brackett goes for the car. Problem, she forgot the keys. She goes back for the keys, goes to the car. The car's magically ungoddamn locked, and the windows are fogged up. Someone's inside the car, inside the back seat. Annie realizes it way too little, way too late, and gets killed for her trouble. Linda Vanderklog, who is having sex with her boyfriend, is being watched, again, by Michael Myers, therefore being stalked. He kills Bob and Linda. So again, Linda and Bob are stalked and watched. By the way, Michael also watches them when they're making out on the couch. That's another thing. He stalked them, even inside the house. Halloween 2, Alice, the girl who's on the phone who heard Mrs. Elrod scream. She even makes reference to it on her telephone call with her friend. I forget her friend's name. Michael Myers watches her from outside. Then he follows her and sneaks inside, killing her with a knife. And yes, Michael does kill Mrs. Elrod. Mrs. Elrod died of a stroke, in my opinion. I mean, that kind of blood-curdling scream, you can be scared to death, by the way. There's no knife needed with that. Not always, anyway. In Halloween 4, Michael Myers, after escaping a goddamn ambulance, decides to stalk Rachel Carruthers. Now, I will say, with Halloween 4, you have to sort of determine when Michael starts stalking Rachel, because with this, there are imposter Michael Myers. No, they don't kill nobody. You see Michael Myers go inside the Carruthers household and find a picture of Jamie. Now, he's also outside the house watching them, watching Rachel and Jamie. So this again constitutes a stalking. I don't believe these are the imposter Michaels, because Michael does enter the house after Rachel and Jamie do indeed leave. Later on, is it Michael Myers she sees walking down the street? I can't say yes definitively. See, if I were so impartial, I would just say yes. They do play creepy music. It You could say, well, they're playing creepy music. It is Michael, but I can't give them that much of a pass considering I know what's coming, that there are imposter Michaels. And there is sort of a creepy feeling to these imposter Michaels before they're unmasking. It's like, wait a minute, what the fuck's going on here? So I can't fully convince myself that that was Michael Rachel saw down the street. Now, do I blame her for running? No, no, I goddamn don't. You know the legend of Michael Myers in the town of Haddonfield. You know what his costume looks like. You're damn sure going to run away. When it comes to the stalking, the real stalking to me takes place inside the not so much the Carruthers house, but Sheriff Meeker's house, and it's really done. He's watching the cop, which is really I love. To me, that's where the stalking more takes place a bit. It's not as profoundly well done as it should be, but it's still pretty good. Halloween 5, to me, is more your stalker Halloween than 4 is. 5, Michael Myers is walking around in goddamn broad daylight, stalking the shit out of Tina Williams. And prior to that, he does stalk Rachel Carruthers inside the house. This is beautifully done. I love Halloween 5 for this. This is why I say Halloween 5 is better than Halloween 4, because there is actually more stalking in this goddamn movie, and it's beautifully shot and beautifully done. I love the way Halloween 5 shoots Michael Myers during the goddamn daylight, because he feels fucking creepy, and he is. You're just waiting for him to strike at her. And the tense build up to this is really well done. Rachel's sort of feeling guilty that she wants to leave, and Loomis is saying it's okay to be afraid. Yes. After a year later, it's still okay to be afraid. I agree with that. So Rachel is killed. Remember, until they're actually dead, all these people are potential victims. I think that's where, unfortunately, Tina Williams gets a little too much hatred. Most people are going to say, well, they made Tina Williams a final girl. No, they goddamn didn't, because if Tina Williams is a final girl, so is Annie Brackett and Linda Vanderklok. Newsflash, you can't be a final girl if you're a fucking corpse, okay? That's number 1 and 2 and 3 in the fucking rule handbook. So here's Tina Williams, who is Rachel Carruthers' best goddamn friend, who does give a shit about Jamie. Is Tina Williams a main character? No, she's not, and she's never meant to be. Really, she's more of a gap character. They're giving you a character to fill space and time in the movie to sort of have Michael's revenge. I'll always look at the Halloween movies a tad different than what most people do. For me, Halloween 5 is its goddamn title, The Revenge of Michael Myers. This is Michael not getting revenge on Rachel, not getting revenge on Tina. He's getting revenge on one Jamie Lloyd. Think about this. Throughout the entire movie, Danielle Harris's character can feel and see what Michael Myers' character is doing. And something tells me he knows it. And him knowing this, he methodically stalks every person that she gives a shit about. Except for Tina's dipshit boyfriend. No one gives a shit about him. Um, he stalks Rachel. He stalks Tina Williams. He watches her out from inside the house. She turns when he's staring out the window, and then he's not there. He follows Tina's friends around. Again, the stalking in Halloween 5 is great. It's why I give it a higher rating than most do. Tina Williams does eventually die. And I know some people could say, well, she shouldn't have outlived Rachel Carruthers. Halloween 5 did exactly what Scream is going to get praised for, killing who you didn't expect to be killed off. And it's something Halloween 5 gets unfair shit for. Do I love Rachel's death sequence? I don't love the way it's done particularly, but I'll take it for what it is because it is well shot and well done, and it is an emotional scene considering how they build it the hell up. It's a lot better than Laurie Strode's death in Halloween Resurrection is. Again, I don't mind a main character being killed off because it gives room for new characters to grow and mature and, hey, potentially be victims themselves, right? And then after that, you get new characters. Tina Williams is killed off, but not before her friends are. Her friend's boyfriend and her friend, who have been stalked inside the barn, along with Tina, they get killed. Tina comes outside. The cops who got stalked as well as Michael looks over at them. He comes over and takes care of business. I do wish they would have showed this scene. I'm sure it's in the 4K, but again, I don't own the 4K. I don't know if it is or isn't. If you own the 4K and the cop's death is shown, please let me know. In 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 Halloween 5, you have Tina who sees Michael's car, and she thinks she rode to the with her boyfriend. Well, she thinks that her boyfriend is in the car, I should say. So he decided, and this is where it reveals that it's never been her boyfriend, it's been Michael Myers this whole time, to her. And she does take a knife for Jamie, and she gets killed for it. Again, great stalking in Halloween 5. And then there's the house sequence with Donald Pleasance's character. Did Donald Pleasance's character die in Halloween 5? That is one most people say yes about, and I can't disagree with it. Maybe Donald Pleasance's character did die of a stroke initially, but was brought back, or at least went into a stroke-like sequence. I mean, the man was stabbed, and it's not exactly uncommon for that to happen. I could see it. That's what I'll say. But I do think he was resuscitated back to life, too. Although I will say this. Halloween Halloween 6 bringing back Donald Pleasance isn't used a lot in Halloween 6, but his presence is in Halloween 6, and it's very good. For as little scenes as Donald Pleasance actually has in Halloween 6, they make each and every scene count. It felt like the original a bit, where you see Pleasance and you would see Jamie Lee Curtis. With this, though, with Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, there's a shitload of new characters. Now, Tommy Doyle is a returning character too, but you have Kara Strode, Danny Strode, you have Kara's cousin, uh, Kara's brother, younger brother, you have Kara's mother and father. Again, there's a lot of new characters in Halloween 6, and you get the late, great Mitchell Ryan as Dr. Terrence Wynn. I really love the fact that Mitchell Ryan is his legacy is forever in Halloween 6, that he is the last Dr. Wynn you do get. I love it. He plays a hell of a heel. Michael Myers does stalk um, what's the girl's name? something Brandy, I forget her first name, in Halloween 6, who's playing, who's replacing Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd. Now, I love the stalking in 6. Again, I love how Michael's watching the house. I love the stalking inside the house. Really, really well done. Are there moments I wanted to see more of the stalking? Yes. Again, you get the sense that Michael's around, which is what you're supposed to, but you never see other stalking moments in Halloween 6 that I think you could have seen. I do believe there's more stalking in the producer's cut than there is in the theatrical version. I do prefer the theatrical version, even though I prefer a little more stalking. That's going to be hypocritical, I know. But I do prefer the theatrical version because it's the one I goddamn saw first. And that's what I'm sick with. Halloween H2O. The nurse is stalked. She's followed. So you gotta believe that the two neighbors have been stalked too with her. I like that. I like how Michael stalks. Uh, oh God, what's his name? John Tate's girlfriend. I love how you get the sense that Michael, is around, and Lori thinks she's hallucinating, which is really well done with H2O. So there is a bit of stalking with H2O. There's a really great moment in H2O where John Tate hears something and he stops and he looks. Now you don't see what he sees, but I sort of do wish they would have turned the camera at that moment, what he thought he saw. Again, it's great acting, but again, because he sells his facial features, like what? No, it's not just a what is that sound, it's what the hell was that? He saw something. Now again, we don't know what he exactly saw that made him give that look, but he saw something, which I love. It does give the sense that Michael is watching him. Now you don't see that, and I will admit to that, but it does give the sense that Michael's watching him. With Resurrection, there's a lot more stalking, and a lot of it's done in that goddamn house, and it is beautiful to watch. I love Resurrection for that. The stalking is really well done in the house. I love how they use. Yes, I realize it's not the real Myers house, and it was a set. Listen, I'm a Dark Shadows fan, along with being a Halloween fan. I love sets. Okay, I'm a sucker for a set. Okay, just put sucker on my forehead. I'm a sucker for a good set. I actually love the way the Myers house looked in Halloween Resurrection. I know I'm on the least of that. I do love the atmosphere with Halloween 2018. It is a good atmospheric movie. I wish they would have stalked more than the podcasters. I get that this is supposed to be the setup that Michael's around the town, and it's done good, but I really hate the end of this movie because I just feel the whole Sartain thing was just, again, I don't love the way it was done. I don't love I don't mind the character, but I just hate the way it was done because Sartain took Michael to Lori. My biggest issue with this movie is the podcasters are the only people Michael Myers actually stalks in this goddamn movie. Michael Myers is just aimlessly wandering around town. He never stalks Allison. He never follows her. And I wish he would have. Now, Michael Myers does happen to end up in the same backyard as her and some boy who tries to kiss her. It would have been really nice if you had Michael Myers watching them and then he follows them into the goddamn yard, but you don't get that. He's just there. And it's like, well, how long has he actually goddamn been there? It's like he could have been standing there the whole time. We don't know. But again, that doesn't constitute a stalking. And look, as much as John Carpenter's score follows when Allison's running, that doesn't constitute a stalking scene. You actually have to have Michael Myers giving goddamn chase, which he doesn't, unfortunately. You don't see him following her. You don't see him coming down the street after her. It's just her running for her life. Sure, she's scared, but there's also bars between her and Michael Myers. He doesn't leap the bars. He doesn't go around them and hop over the short wall they goddamn did. He just stands there as she's running the hell away. That is not a stalking scene, no matter how many times you play the score that goes with it. A score does not constitute a stalking scene. You actually need Michael Myers in the scene to have some fucking stalking, okay? And to have him following her. To me, the best setup for the stalking for a stalking sequence in this movie was actually done in the goddamn fucking car ride. When Michael Myers wakes up and Allison starts flipping out, and I goddamn would too. When Michael Myers killed Sartain's hapless ass, that's where the stalking scene should have happened. And this is where Ray's death should have goddamn mattered, because Ray would have seen Allison. You know all those little mannequins Lori had in her yard? I like that, but I would have loved it more if you'd had Michael Myers moving throughout the mannequins from behind them, inching closer to her ass. That would have been fucking scary as hell. Do they do that? No. And what would have saved her? Her own father, Ray, taking a goddamn knife for her. You mean to tell me these dipshit writers couldn't think of this fucking sequence? I just goddamn did. I don't know what to say. Halloween Kills. I'm just going to say it. The stalking sucked in this movie. What stalking? There was no stalking in this movie. Unless you count the couple that lived in the Myers house, I'll constitute that. But other than that, there wasn't much in this movie. I feel that is something that has deeply lacked in this new trilogy, is stalking. And I hope we do actually get that in this new movie. No, I haven't seen the goddamn trailer. No, I'm not going to, goddamn it. Have you been listening? I'm not watching fucking trailers. I'm not watching breakdown of trailers. That's not my thing. I'll watch the movie. You know, the thing that's going to theaters. God. What's my favorite stalking sequence throughout the franchise? My number one is actually in Halloween 2, which I didn't mention in this, and I'm glad I saved it for last. My favorite stalking sequence is when Laurie is out in the parking lot, and you do get the sense that Michael has been out there watching her, just waiting to strike. And finally he comes out. To me, Michael's been there. He has been there for a while, just waiting for her to reveal where her location is. And it's really well just set up by the whole chase sequence in the hospital. I love Halloween 2. Halloween 2 is one of my favorite entries in the franchise. Again, I love the 1 through 8 series, but that's just me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. What's your favorite stalking moment from the franchise? Another one of my favorites, though, too, is from Halloween 5. It's when Michael Myers is standing underneath a tree, and you can see Tina and her friend talking, and you see Michael Myers in the background. And it's like, oh shit, is he gonna kill them here? That's a creepy moment. Really, really well done. So, I've given you mine. What's my favorite one from each show? When who's the one redheaded girl who's down in the basement, and after her and that guy try to have sex, she's Donna is down in the basement, and you get the sense that something is following her as she's going. It's like something feels off here, because you feel that something's following her, and you're wondering if it's Michael. When she turns, Michael has been following her. It's really, really well done. I love that scene. That's one of my favorite stalking scenes in Resurrection. Really well done. Um, so I've given you my three. What's your favorite stalking scenes in the Halloween franchise? Let me know. You guys have a good one.